Hey, you may be wondering, why the sudden cut? Well, actually, why I'm even doing it like this, I'm just probably going to put it at the start of the video. Essentially, this one, you may be wondering, hey, the video was uploaded, then it's gone. Well, Kaguya upset the YouTube gods. So, yeah, the original upload of this, gone. I'll re-upload this with the scene that I assume caused the issue censored. Now, has YouTube told me the exact like timestamp of the scenes that they had took issue with? No, fucking course not. They never do. Uh, but I'll just cut out the stuff that I believe is the issue according to them. Okay? Okay. So yeah, there's gonna be a second one of these where I just roughly explain what the fuck happened. Hello, welcome back to one. Hello, welcome back to one. My name is Beast. Today we're back with Angelic Chaos Reboot. As you may have noticed, I was gone for a week. That was because I got sick. I'm still technically a little bit sick. At least got a bit of a cough going. That's so annoying the fuck out of me. But hey, here I am. You can stop sending death threats now, bud. So I just had to tap in the search bar and see.
へえ、これも便利ね。情報が正しいかどうかの判断は必要なんでしょうけど。
Yeah, you get it. That's the biggest drawback of the internet.
面白さでもあると思うわ。それで写真を撮るのはこっちだったわよね。えい。それで撮った写真は、ここね。
Through the events of the day, I've come to realize that not only is Kaguya exceedingly beautiful, but incredibly smart. I took care of the setup, installed some apps, and gave her a brief tutorial that she's already figuring things out on her own. He's already got such a solid grasp on the internet and the phone's OS and UI that I barely have to explain anything. What's more?
こんな簡単に綺麗な映像を残せるなんて魔法でやろうとしたら大変なことよ。うん。やはりこの世界は面白い。こんなすごいものが一般に普及しているなんて私も手放せなくなりそう。
She amuses herself with the new phone and is incredibly pleased with what she finds.
パノラマ撮影に動画も撮れるのね。すごいわ。これは盛り上がってきたわね。何を撮ろうかしら。さて、どれどれ他には？
There's a childlike innocence to her at times like this. I think it's the contrast between that and her mature appearance that makes it so adorable. Does them having those heartwarming thoughts?
リク？
It turns that mischievous smile in my direction, once again coupled with her upturned eyes. What's...
私の初めてもらってくれる？
Sure, he'll be the first person you take a picture of. You know what?
お願い。
She holds her phone out to me as I'm still in mid-fluster. The QR code on her contact information is displayed on the LCD screen. Wait, she just meant the first person on contact list. It's not been exhaustion for quickly pulling myself back to my senses. Kaguya's still giving me those upturned eyes, now with the most smug smile on her face. Oh, be happy to. Let me see. There we go.
ありがとう。一生懸命に。
I was trying to play it off, but she saw right through me.
本当に可愛い人なんだから、リクは。
She followed through with the second attack. I'm sure Kaguya is teasing me a purpose, but I'm at a loss for words regardless. I don't know how old she actually is, but it sure feels like I'm being toyed with by an older woman right now.
ただいま戻りました、姫様。
That's when Oria enters.
すでにお帰りだったとは。お待たせしてしまって申し訳。
Hi. When she sees me, her face scrunches up into a scowl.
なんだかフラチな雰囲気がします。
Huh?
姫様、谷風さん、一体何をされていたのですか？
Of what?
姫様は色っぽくおみ足を組まれ、そして谷風さんは姫様に迫っているところだったように見えます。そのように顔を紅潮させ、興奮していますね。性的興奮ですか？ですね。
How can one person jump to such a magnificently incorrect conclusion? Though I guess it might look that way from her vague vantage point.
フラチですが間に合いました。そういうことならばいっそ私にその欲望をぶつけてください。
We get it, we get it.
オリエ、落ち着いて。ちょっかいを出していたのは私の方よ。
The what now?
姫様、そのように恩義を経験かといってオリエが考えているようなことじゃないわ。では何を？それは二人だけの秘密。
Kaguya smiles mischievously, leaving Oria speechless.
ね、リク。
Then she turns face B and smiles sweetly. I guess? Agree, but I found it impossible to look her in the eyes.
それよりオリエ、お刺身を買ってきてくれたのよね。だったらとりあえず早く冷蔵庫に入れた方がいいんじゃないかしら。おっしゃる通りです。申し訳ありません。急ぎ収納します。ええ、よろしく。別に謝る必要はないけど。ああ、リク、どうせならこのまま食事も一緒にどう？
No, I should.
お刺身の食べ方も伝授してくれたら嬉しいんだけど。
Sorry, but I really should be getting home.
あら、そう。残念ね。
I've done what I came here for, and dinner's waiting for me at home anyway. Thanks for having me over.
ええ、今日は本当にいろいろとありがとう。今後も私の初めてをもらってくれると嬉しいわ。姫様、それはどう？
You already start to scream in disarray as I immediately turn tail and hot-footed out of the apartment. Man's literally just fucking decides evacuation is in order. First thing I do after making my escape is sigh. And I force myself to relax. My heart's been pounding like a jackhammer. I held it together when I said goodbye, right? I kept it cool. Can't take my mind off it. Those words she said and the mischievous teasing smile she gave me. Kaguya was definitely acting differently today. No, she has always teased me and called me adorable before. Still, it felt a lot more aggressive today, like she was creating situations to do so rather than waiting for them to happen. All that stuff she said about how she wanted us to be alone and how she wanted me to be her first. She was definitely trying to get closer to me, wasn't she? In her own teasing way. She made the first move, alright. She had me wrapped around her little finger the entire day. It was a non-stop stream of ridicule. As pathetic as it feels to admit, I've had very little experience with these things. Which is why I struggle to understand what her intentions are, or even how I should act around her. I tried to play cool and act as if nothing was bothering me, but in reality I was in a state of panic the entire time. To make things worse, I'm pretty sure she could see right through me. It's not my fault she kept on taking me by surprise. But now that I know this is how she's gonna act around me, it won't happen again. I mutter, trying to persuade myself. Okay, I finally calmed down. It's time to go home, I think to myself, and start to walk. But I can't resist taking one last look up toward the top floor of the high-rise. She eat burger. Next day. At long last, it's time for the assembly that will wrap up our first semester.
なんかいろいろあったけど、平和に夏休みが迎えられてよかったよね。うん。魔王の力が静まっているから、最近はクルミたちに悪影響も出ていないしね。 それそれ。いつまたああなっちゃうかって状態だとお休みを満喫できなかっただろうし。
It's just before homeroom, and I'm currently chatting with Koibari and Noah. I entered the classroom to find Koibari sitting on my desk as usual, so Kirishita and Shiraishi were with us then. But then Koibari asked if we could talk and dragged me and Noah over here. I feel bad for excluding the other two, but we can hardly talk about Diablo when they're around. Seriously, I owe you two a lot.
ごめん、思い出すと恥ずかしくなってくるから、あの特訓の話はやめときたい。
Oh, my bad, should have realized that.
でもあの特訓があったおかげでくるみも平和に夏休みが迎えられるんじゃないかな。それはそうなんだけどね。逆にあれで一区切りついたから谷風くんに絡む理由がなくなっちゃったというか。夏休みに入っても遊ぶ約束とか微妙に振りづらい。せっかく仲良くなったのに。
Did you mention me?
なんでもないなんでもないまあ夏休みどう過ごそうかなって。
Bet you keep busy over summer break, Koibari.
なあちゃんはどんな感じの予定なの？僕は学院があろうがなかろうがすることは変わらない。おそらく全くもっていつも通りだと思うよ。
By that she means lazing around and enjoying herself, I assume. Her typical day is snacking on chips and cola while reading manga and stuff. It's a fun way to spend summer break, don't get me wrong, but it's been realized that her life is essentially one long vacation.
なんだい？
Nah, just wishing I could be more like you.
そっか。いつも通りにか。
Koibari gets called away by her friends and Noah heads back to her seat. Now alone, I start killing time on my phone while staring at the occasional glances of my excited classmates.
ねえ、リク。
What's up? That's when Kaguya comes up to me. Put my phone away and look up. She won't catch me off guard like she did yesterday. Suddenly, Kaguya is glancing around the classroom much like I was.
クラスのこの盛り上がりはしばらく学院に通う必要がなくなるからなのよね。
Basically, yeah.
私としては登校も授業も楽しかったけど、確かに一日を自由に使えるのも楽しそうね。
Seems she'd already figured out how the students operated and just wanted to confirm her theory. Maybe I don't need to be on guard right now. So either yesterday was actually special, I just caught her when she was in a different mood.
夏休み中、あなたは何をして過ごすつもりなの？
Well, I was just lazing around and relaxing. I've always been an indoors person. Not one of those extroverts who spend every waking moment hanging out with friends. So yes, my answer is a little dull, but I'm not gonna lie about it. I guess simply murmurs to indicate you heard me. And she starts looking down at the ground in thought. Does she want me to ask her to do something over summer break? I'm gonna spend looking at her. The more time I spend looking at her, the more convinced I am that I'm correct. So she realizes that she was being too pushy yesterday, and is now waiting for me to get the hint. But while my mind is worrying...
夏休みの過ごし方。
Kaguya takes out her smartphone and starts searching on the internet without faltering even once. I'm taken aback, but before I can process it fully...
あ、かぐやちゃん、ついにスマホ買ったんだ。
Kirishita's sharp eyes spot what Kaguya is doing. She immediately races over with the rest of her friends, their group.
ええ、実は初めてのスマホなの。じゃあ今までガラケー？へえ、なんか意外。でも最新のじゃなくてちょっと前のモデルじゃん。すごいね。谷風くんのと。とにかくリーンの ID 交換しようぜ。まずはそれっしょ。
I don't like this right now. I don't like this.
バック
Like
ログ画面です。
her getting distracted just by the fact that they have the same cell phone makes it feel like in this route she at least has already an interest in him. If it's romantic or not still is yet to be seen, but she at the very least has an interest, which immediately makes me depressed. Don't make me hurt, baby girl.
ID 交換ね。じゃあ、はい。私の二次元コード。
で、かぐやちゃん初めてのスマホなのに、もうリーンに慣れてるっぽくない？
ああ、それはもう経験してるから。
Glance over at me and flashes that mischievous smile. I get what she's implying, obviously. She's already swapped numbers with me. But knowing what she means and knowing how to react are two separate matters.
へえ。誰とか聞くのは野暮か。
まあそういうことなら早速。お、かぐやちゃんのアイコンかわいいじゃん。
私も慌てなくても逃げないから大丈夫よ。
Kaguya swaps numbers with the three girls. She doesn't look over at me at all during it. Man, it was that about, like seriously. In any case, the rest of the day is uneventful. The assembly happens, and then we're finally set free. A lot of things have happened since I first transmigrated, but now at least things are calm again. I can relax over my summer break and live life the way I used to.
天使創造リブート。
Very serious Kaguya.
フローチャート画面です。
So, end of term assembly, and now we're on to secret training. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. You and I. Oh, that reminds me. Did any of y'all notice the fucking announcement from Shirabune? Apparently, Aqua Plus decided to remaster To Heart. And Shirabune announced that they'll be releasing the English version of it as well on June 26th. Like the weird, slightly weird part about that is that they decided to revamp the entire game with 3D models and graphics, which might take some getting used to, but I can 100% see why they would do that. Like as much as 2D illustration is just nicer in general, you can do a lot more if you actually make like a 3D model of things. Like you can just very, very easily change angles. Sucks having to come all the way downstairs just to get a drink.
はあ、面倒。部屋に私用の冷蔵庫欲しい。って鬼。
You ready to refill too?
私、夏休みになってからはご飯とトイレとお風呂以外はゲームしかしてないから。
All I've been doing is marathoning manga series.
お兄のくせにやるじゃん。
Same to you. I'm impressed. Our bizarre competition ends in us admitting our admiration for each other like two fearsome swordsmen in a standoff on the battlefield. Summer break started only a few days ago, which has given me more than enough time to indulge in my desired degenerate lifestyle. You can tell that Amane and I are siblings because she's just as degenerate as me. Although now that I think about it, she isn't actually doing anything all too different than normal.
とにかく、せっかくの夏休みなんだし、満喫しないと負けだよね。
I'm gonna grab your tongue and pull it. Agreed. Indulgence glistens sharply in our eyes as we nod in agreement. We're currently running off the high of starting summer break. Give us a little longer to fully relax and we'll be back to normal. It always happens. We both know that, so we're not worried. Except...
ああ、 うん。確かにね。
What's Noah doing? Head over to the faucet. Meanwhile, I'm gonna grab some iced tea and bottle of cola from the fridge and head back to her room. Shortly after, I follow suit.
パリパリ。
And find her, and in her room, I find the very definition of a fallen angel. I can tell just how far she's fallen from how she isn't even bothering to put her wings away. Noah's the one enjoying summer break the most, no doubt about it.
お兄がずっと家にいるせいでこんな堕天使に。
Like you're one to talk.
まあ読んでるの私の漫画だしね。厚い薄い問わず。はあ、パリ。
Admittedly, Noah doesn't have anything to do with him not doing anything myself. But surely that's all the more reason for me to keep living this way. What could be more important than preserving this angel's peaceful lifestyle? I'm going back to my room.
うい、私もゲームに戻る。コーラが切れた。ほい、ついでに持ってきといたよ。おー、ありがとう、アマネ。パリパリ。
Noah's fallen so far into the depraved lifestyle that she's getting Amane of all people to take care of her. In any case, I spend the rest of the day in much the same fashion. Before I know it, it's 11 at night. Shut down the visual novel I've been playing all the evening. I mean, if you want me to, sure.
タイトルに戻るのね。
Bad joke.
天使創造リ
Bad
ブー
joke.
ト。
I booted up in part because I was done with all the manga I wanted to reread. The cock isn't working the slightest. Main reason though was to see what was happening between my legs. I'd just been playing the hottest game in my entire collection, but still nothing. I got used to controlling myself through all that training, so it didn't even get me in the mood. Nowadays I can suppress my mana so I don't abruptly transmigrate. That alone has been enough to bring my cock back to life. I know why that's the case. I train to maintain calmness and avoid agitating my mana. As a result, it's harder for me to get excited. So maybe I require a different form of training to get my cock erect again. Until now, I've been focused on cutting my mind off from the sensations affecting my body. But if that's not enough to get me hard, then maybe if I didn't cut my mind off completely, I could stay calm while taking in those sensations. I'm wondering what that would even mean. I don't know anything about this. Maybe I should go and talk to Kaguya again. Wait, what am I thinking? Let's say hypothetically I did talk to Kaguya about this. I'd be telling her to train with me to help me get an erection. Which would basically be the same as asking her to get down dirty with me, wouldn't it? Can't do that. I could never do that. Never say that. Not to her face. For one thing, it'd be awkward. For another, I'd die of embarrassment. And probably of Orius sticking a hand through your forehead. On the other hand, this can't go on forever. Can't take much longer. All I want is to be able to get an erection again as soon as possible. What am I supposed to do, though? I'm at complete loss. Just forget about it. Can't see myself finding an answer to this problem anytime soon. In fact, all that thinking was sending my mind to some very strange places, so I'm gonna give up and go to sleep. I'm just about to run away from my problems and dive into bed when... What's that rattling? Wait, is that my window? I spin around in confusion.
あ、こんばんは。お邪魔します。
Get down on the floor, you fucking home invader. It's Kaguya. I haven't seen her dressed in her old outfit in ages. She's got the fox mask on, too. She shuts the window behind her.
こんな時間に唐突に。しかも窓から入ってきてごめんなさいね。
She must have unlocked the window with magic. She then takes a breath and straightens herself up. This naturally causes her ample breasts to jiggle noticeably. The sight of her cleavage is burned into my mind. Do you need something? It takes all my willpower to look up at her face while I ask the pressing question. There's no hiding how surprised I am, though. Why are you...
そうね。言ったら、予売になるのかしら。
A what?
しあまり大きな声は出さないで。
This is like a repeat of the other day. Before I know it, Kage is right up next to me, close enough that those large breasts of hers squash right up against me. Her feminine scent once again wafts up to my nose.
こうして忍んできたのは他でもない。
She whispers, looking at me through upturned eyes. I'm so shocked I almost lose my footing.
あなたとしたいことがあったから。
Something with me?
ええ。
Her eyes narrow as an elegant smile forms on her lips. Her gaze draws me in, my heart pounding. The only time I felt anything close to this is when I've spent time with Fumika outside of school, which just throbs with longing for this older lady friend of mine. It feels like there's nothing I do to go against it, and yet something feels wrong. I gulp subconsciously. Her eyes narrow further when she giggles, her lips glistening even in the dim light slowly open.
二人だけで特訓の続きをしましょう。
Nothing got it. And then, alright, here we are. This is the first that got essentially cut out. And it is essentially Kaguya pushing him down and fiddling with him. Nothing below the belt, only like this area, like essentially is fiddling the man-nips. And causing me suffering generally. So... is there anything important to mention? Well, except that she is continuously talking about how she herself is slowly but surely getting into it, and the main character being really cute to her. Yet the main character not picking up on shit because he's a fucking brain dead moron. The same goes for the second scene. For the second scene, I won't put in one of these. So yeah. Anyways. Enjoy the rest of the video. Hear a ringtone and some vibrate. For some reason, Kaguya's chest has started to shake. She notices the tune and immediately jumps back from me. Flame inside me begins to die down in disappointment. Still in the daze, I sit myself up and... Are you fucking kidding me?
何よ、いいところで。
You could stop the shaking titties part. What? She had her phone in there of all places? I had no idea. Couldn't tell. Even when she had the most mushed up against me.
え？だから言っておいたでしょ？リクのところよ。
Actually, with jugs that ginormous, would probably be easy to store a cell phone. If it weren't easy, then I wouldn't have just witnessed what I did. Those puppies sure are impressive.
はいはい、わかったわよ。もう帰るわ。本当にオリエは心配性なんだから。
In any case, it sounded like she was on the phone with Oria, which means she must have bought a phone too. The princess has one, then I must too. It's probably how it played out. Either that or Kaguya forced her to buy one.
ええ、それがね、聞いてちょうだい。リクったらね、私が全身を押し付けるようにのしかかっただけで、ピクンって硬直してくれて。
Huh?
そうよ。乳首だっていじったわ。生まれて初めて男性の乳首を愛撫したの。私。そうしたら、リクはもう顔を真っ赤にしてこらえて。
Cease, woman.
可愛かったわ。たまらなく。
Sorry, Kaguya? Why is she giving a full report and why does she sound so happy about it?
何を嬉しそうに報告しているんですか、姫様は。
Oria shouts so loudly that I can hear it. The phone isn't even on speaker mode. I was able to pick up the problem, and it's no wonder Oria did as well. Which means it's about time for one of her raging lectures.
明日の い。ありえません。ご自分を何者とお考えなんですか。特訓ならばいざ知らず、夜に忍んでいってそのようなことを。信じて送り出した姫君がそんなみだらなことをしていたと聞かされた従者の身にもなってください。
わかったわよ。わかったけど、声が大きすぎよ、織江。はあ、後で聞くから、いい加減に鳴りやみなさい。いい？それじゃあ、切るわよ。
With an exasperated sigh, Kaguya cuts the call. Are you gonna be okay?
大丈夫よ。いつものことだもの。
Most certainly, this does not always happen. Just have that thought? Though I'm not as shocked as when she whipped it out, I'm still shocked enough. Obviously, she has to put her phone back where it came from, but there's still a feast for the eyes.
入れる時の方が、なんだか難しいのよね。
She makes several attempts to push her phone back into her cleavage, each one making her breasts softly jiggle and contort. I'm just sitting here wide-eyed, staring at her wide-eyed. Why is she so sexy? Why are your boobs so sexy? Oh. We made eye contact. But she doesn't get angry or embarrassed about it. What? She's now gleefully plunging her phone in and out of her cleavage. She's definitely doing this to show off to me, right? What other reason could there be? Fortunately, my screamers remain inside my head. Unfortunately, I end up gulping while still staring at as hard as I possibly can. This time, I really don't think you can blame me. The reason for that is because Kaguya's phone is the exact same model and color as mine. They're the spitting image of one another. It's like I'm plunging my phone into her cleavage and that's getting me all horny. Me plunging right into Kaguya's apple cleavage. Phone suddenly disappears into the valley of her boobs, leaving me to whimper in disappointment.
本当にも
Kaguya smiles, enjoying every moment. I suddenly snap back to my senses and straighten my posture.
それじゃあ帰るわ。おやすみなさい。また来るわね。
Oh, right. I only barely managed to mumble out a reply before Kaguya leaves out the same window she entered through. After that, my throat was as dry as a desert, so I came down to the kitchen to go get some water. Yeah, I mean, your throat's gonna be dry after experiencing something like that. You can still feel the sensations all over. So many things are burned around in my mind. Oh. Sorry, did I wake you? I was in such a hurry to get some water in me that I wasn't really paying attention to how heavy my footsteps were.
どちらかというと気づいただね。リクの気配が移動したことに。こんな時間にキッチンに降りてくるのはあまりなかったし、どうしたのかと思って。
From the way she's acting, it would seem she truly has no idea that Kaguya was here until a few moments ago. The Fox Mask really is incredible if it could deceive even angels.
一人でブツブツ言っていたし、なんだか顔も赤いし。
Huh? Oh. Instinctively reach up to touch my face. I could feel the heat radiating from her cheeks, so I know it must be pretty damn red. Yeah, it checks out. Not without drying my throat wasn't all.
体調不良ではないよね。
No, not at all. It's, well, I was, watching some more extreme things to see if it was working again.
あれが復活してないか？あっ！つまり、ドスケベ動画か何かを見て興奮状態なんだね。
Just calm down. We humans prefer to be indirect about these things. Take a hint, okay?
わほん、申し訳ない。それでどうだったんだい？その、勃起的なあれは。
Just sticking you on know what after a word doesn't make it any less direct.
本当だ！僕はさっきから何を言っているんだ！
Anyways, I'm sure you can figure it out from how I'm just casually standing here drinking water.
なるほど、察したよ。復活していたのなら今夜は、いろいろと忙しいだろうしね。
That was much better. You were less direct, but it still felt awkward.
僕にどうしろと
In all honesty, she helped me calm down a fair bit, so I'm somewhat grateful to her. In any case, we wish each other good night and return to our separate rooms. I wanted to look over at my bed and remind of what just happened to it in it. Don't! She was saying stuff about how we'd be doing this again and how she'd be back. Means that we're gonna, with all of the it's not like I'm looking forward to this or anything. I appealed to the empty space around me. We do. Why do we men have to be so vain, so determined to overreach? Maybe it's because it's Kaguya. That's the reason, and I feel so stupid and childish, or horribly embarrassed by myself. At the same time, I think it's probably the reason. Kaguya is overflowing with elegance, overwhelmingly beautiful as his body to die for. She's the kind of girl that, by all rights, I know I would have had a chance to speak to, let alone. I think all the contact I've had with her is just driving the point further home, and we're going to again. I don't end up getting much sleep that night. When I do, it's already early hours of the morning, and I just end up dreaming about Kaguya anyway. And what probably would have been a wet dream if a body currently possessed the ability to have one. I'm gonna find it hard to look her in the eye for a while.
天使創造リブート
Fun.
フローチャート画面だね
Kaguya's loneliness. Oh shit, we're getting serious? My own reticence has, to put it bluntly, done absolutely nothing to prevent recent proceedings. Kaguya pries herself away from me. It gets up off the bed and produces her phone with cleavage as she always does. I'm used to seeing it by now, but it remains as incredibly sexy as the first time.
はいはい。ちゃんと終わらせたから大丈夫よ。ええ、やりすぎてもいないわ。これ以上織江にお説教されたらたまらないもの。あくまでも特訓。その範疇は分かっているから安心して。
Woody may have gotten angry the first time, but since it's been happening practically every night, I have to assume she approves of the training part at least. She is very insistent that we don't take it too far.
具体的に？それは内緒よ。そこまで話したら完全に2人だけの秘密の特訓ではなくなってしまうじゃない。初日のあれはちょっと調子に乗っちゃっただけ。もうしないわ。だから内緒。
So, I know it's Audia, but,
バックログ画面だ
she actually told someone else that we have secret training sessions. Maybe that's a sign of how close they are, though. Kaguya doesn't feel that telling her stops it being a secret.
はいはい。それじゃ。
When the conversation ends, Kaguya puts her phone back between her boobs. The other day, she told me that she stores it in there because of her clothes, because her clothes have a pocket, so it's the only place. When he drives home, just how incredible her cleavage is. Can easily turn into a phone storage space. I, as always, have my eyes glued to her boobs the whole time. Kaguya, meanwhile, has gotten the hang of storing her phone in her plunging valley. It takes only about a third of the time of the first time I saw her do it. Once done, she sighs and fixes up her clothes.
それじゃ。帰るわね。
Oh yeah, well, thanks again for the day.
どういたしまして。もうすっかり毎回言ってくれるようになって。
Well, yeah. She comes to help me night after night. How could I not thank her? No, like, since we're doing it every day, it's sort of like we're having a secret tryst right under my family's noses. My thoughts are making me uneasy. Am I the only one who feels this way? I know that isn't what this is about. Yeah, there's no way Kaguya would. There's no intention of it. That much is clear. So then why do I...
何？どうかした？
No, I just hesitate for a moment before my desire to know wins out. I was wondering why you're going so far just to help me. Huh? Reaction wasn't what I was expecting. Her expression darkens, she looks down at the ground. Then she stiffens up as she finally squeezes out the words.
私は 行することの他にあなたとのつながりがないもの。
She whispers as if talking to herself.
接する理由がない。
That's just not true.
アマネやクルミはこっちの世界の人間。あなたとは元から関わりがあった。その上で前世でもつながりがあるのよ。
Well, yeah, but
ノアにしてもあなたを守るという使命は私と似たようなものだけど、同じ家で一緒に暮らしている。寝食を共にしている。夏休み中でも日常的に顔を合わせる。そんな彼女たちに比べて私はあなたとの縁的なものが薄いのは間違いないわ。だからいわば特訓を口実にあなたとの縁を深めさせてもらっている。本当はお礼を言うべきなのは私の方なのよ。私はあなたの世話を焼いているんじゃない。すべて単に私の勝手な都合なんだもの。
got a hunch as she started talking. The more I listened, the more convinced I was. So are you saying, like, you want to get to know me better? Words are forced from my chest, hammered out by my pounding heart.
迷惑？
Not at all. She asks timidly through upturned eyes. My instinctual response causes her to be stupefied for a second. Then she giggles happily.
ありがとう。それじゃあまた。
Kaguya leaves through the window like she always does, but her scent still hangs in my room. I find a smile on her face is burned out of my mind. Get a grip, dude. Don't get out of yourself. Stand there spaced out, my heart pounding even faster until I'm finally able to snap myself back to reality. Kaguya wants to know me better, but that's no different than how things were when we first met. Fuck off, you utter piece of human trash and goddamn lobotomized garbage. This is exactly what I was fucking afraid of. That, like, he's gonna, like, everything is going to, like, not be she likes him. It's just all, like, oh no, that's just how she is. Bitch, this girl snuck into your room and got real intimate with you under the guise of training just because she felt that that was the only way that she could spend time with you. That is not normal. That is not something someone would do that does not feel anything towards you. So fuck off, you goddamn asshole. Actual lobotomite. Is that the word? Lobotomite? I'll look this up now. Yep, it is lobotomite. Okay, good. I'm not going insane. Lovely. Oh yeah, I adore the fact that in the fucking Pokemon AZ trailer that came out, you see Hex Mother is what people are essentially calling her now. But I actually am curious what they decide to call her as the tags, because like there is already fan art. Let's see. Never mind, they just posted under the Hexmaniac tag. Which I guess makes sense. I mustn't read too deeply into what she said. Knowing me, I'm likely to jump to conclusions. Try my best to persuade myself, but my heart won't stop pounding. Be that as it may, I know I need to keep my mind calm. Maybe this is just me being horny. Kaguya's been sneaking in my room night after night. I've been on the receiving end of her touch, constant caresses. I may not be able to get it up, but that doesn't mean I'm completely immune to my primal instincts, does it? It's plausible. Admit I'm a total virgin. I've built up no tolerance to this stuff. Which is yet another reason why I must jump to the wrong conclusions. It wouldn't be right of me to do that to Kaguya. I want to punch the main character in the face. Mistaken being horny for liking someone. Okay, that part I'm not too upset about. It in this situation, if he wasn't sure if he likes her or not, I too would like refuse to actually make a judgment, because he just got done being essentially fucking manhandled by her, being very into that, so he cannot trust himself to make a rational judgment on if he likes her or not with more than just his penor. But for the rest, the whole like, oh, after all she did, she is like right at the start is essentially the same as saying that she is that much of a floozy that she would do that to people that she just wants to like get to know. Like, hey, I just met you. Let me go take you to a nearby hotel and give you a fucking soap plant treatment so I can become friends with you. Essentially, like that is essentially what he's implying that she could potentially do on first meeting by saying shit like that. Open the window she left from and bask in the sweltering night air as I reflect on it all. That'll never lead to anything good. That's what intuition tells me. At the time, I didn't realize that in a certain sense. I was simply trying to avoid facing reality.
天使創造リブート
She's the first one that was hit with the Amine transmigration outfit and not get embarrassed to hell and back.
フローチャート画面よ
The yearning for connection. I'm gonna end
セーブ画面だね
Hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you next time. Bye.